Have you ever stared at a jar full of old, ugly pennies and thought, these are worthless? What if I told you that some of the coins most people dismiss as junk have quietly sold for thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars? Yes, even coins that look dirty, worn, or damaged beyond repair can hide life-changing value. One coin in particular shocked professional collectors so deeply that it made headlines across the rare coin world. And the kicker, you might already have it in your pocket change. Stop what you're doing and check your old penny jars right now. Don't just peek. Look closely because the 1-cent Lincoln cent from 2009, especially those without a mint mark, could be hiding under the exact... Before we dive in, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment telling me what the oldest penny in your collection is. Now, let's get started. Let's begin with a coin that at first glance looks like every other 2009 penny you've ever seen. Its surface is darkened, scratched, and riddled with the marks of decades of handling. The edges are worn. The copper has dulled to a lifeless brown, and grime clings stubbornly in the recesses of Lincoln's profile. To an untrained eye, it might seem like nothing more than pocket lint. But here's where history gives this coin its hidden edge. The year 2009 was remarkable. It marked the bicentennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth and the centennial of the Lincoln cent itself. To celebrate, the U.S. Mint issued 4 new reverse designs depicting Lincoln's formative years. Coins from that year were struck in enormous numbers, meaning heavy circulation was inevitable. Millions of these pennies were handled, spent, lost, and forgotten, creating the perfect environment for potential rare errors. Most people would glance at this coin, shrug, and toss it back into circulation. After all, it's just a penny, right? Wrong. Collectors don't just see copper, they see stories, mistakes, and anomalies that history has etched onto every coin. Even heavily worn coins can tell these stories if you know where to look. Take a closer look, and you might notice a subtle doubling on Lincoln's cheek or the date itself. These are doubled, a minting error where the image is struck twice, slightly misaligned. Some coins show repunched mint marks where a mint stamp was applied more than once, leaving faint shadows of letters or numbers. Others have off-center strikes, die cracks, or struck through errors where debris interfered during production. Remarkably, all of these errors can still be visible, even on coins battered by decades of use. Now, let's talk numbers. A standard circulated 2009 Lincoln cent without a mint mark might sell for just a few dollars, barely more than face value. But when an error is present, even in a heavily worn example, the value skyrockets. A damaged or corroded coin with a visible doubled die might fetch hundreds, surprising most collectors who assumed its battered appearance was a deal-breaker. High-grade examples in pristine condition prepare for shock. Some have sold for tens of thousands. And the rarest error-laden coins from this series have even breached 6 figures at auction. That's right. A coin that once sat in someone's pocket could have made them a 6-figure windfall. Condition matters, yes, but rarity matters more. And this penny proves it beyond any doubt. The lesson here is simple. Never judge a coin by its appearance. Heavy wear, dirt, and damage don't destroy value. In fact, they often hide it in plain sight. And if you think this is the end of our shocking discoveries, think again. The next coin we'll explore takes hidden value to a completely new level. An even more astonishing example of how a seemingly worthless penny can transform into a collector's treasure. But before we jump ahead, let's return to our 2009 Lincoln cent. Imagine holding one of these in your hand, scanning every line, every mark, every imperfection. To the casual observer, it's a lowly penny. But to a collector trained to spot anomalies, every tiny variation is a clue to untold value. A subtle doubled die on Lincoln's shoulder, a faintly repunched mint mark in the date. These details are gold, even when the coin looks beaten and dull. Consider an example. A circulated coin with moderate wear might bring $50 to $200 at auction if an error is present. Step up to a more damaged or corroded piece with the same error, and you're looking at several hundred, sometimes over $1,000. And then there's the Holy Grail, a high-grade coin with multiple rare errors, off-center strike, die cracks, and doubled die combined. These have sold for well into 6 figures and occasionally even higher when the auction is competitive. Collectors and historians are drawn to these coins not just for the value, but for the story. Every scratch, every discoloration, every imperfection tells a tale of its journey through countless pockets, hands, and transactions. It's as if the coin itself is whispering secrets of American history and minting mistakes long forgotten. And here's the real kicker. Even the most battered examples can be the most valuable. While other coins sit in pristine condition in albums, overlooked and ignored, these worn pennies hold secrets that defy logic. One day they're spare change, the next they're headlines. So, as we prepare for our next reveal, remember, if you've got a jar of pennies at home, don't just dump them into a tray or ignore them. Examine them, study them, look for anomalies in the date, the mint mark, the shape, the strike. A coin that seems worthless might just be your ticket to a life-changing discovery. Now, let's talk about the ultimate shock in this collection, the 2009 Lincoln cent. Without a mint mark that features multiple rare errors, this is not your everyday pocket change. It's a coin that embodies everything collectors dream of. At first glance, it looks tired, brown, and nondescript. Heavy circulation has dulled its luster. Edges are worn smooth, and grime clings stubbornly to Lincoln's bust. Yet, hidden within these imperfections are potentially multiple doubled dies, off-center strikes, and repunched mint marks. All detectable if you know where to look. Each error dramatically increases the coin's value, no matter how damaged it may appear. At auction, even a heavily circulated example can command a few hundred. Slightly more damaged, but still error-visible coins might fetch $1,000 to $5,000. High-grade examples with the perfect strikes and multiple rare errors can blow past $100,000. Some of the most extraordinary specimens have surpassed $250,000, turning a humble penny into an investment more profitable than gold for the right collector. This coin reinforces a critical principle. Rarity and error significance outweigh superficial condition. A worn, damaged, or corroded penny can be infinitely more valuable than a pristine coin without anomalies. Every line, mark, and imperfection is a clue, a hidden key to unlocking staggering value. And here's the final most important lesson. Never dismiss a wheat penny or any penny based solely on appearance. What seems like ordinary change may contain secrets that can change your financial life. Even the most battered, ugly, or overlooked pennies can hide life-changing potential. You don't need to polish them or fear their imperfections. You just need to recognize what others overlook. So, as you check your old jars, your drawers, or that dusty coin collection tucked away for years, remember that grimy, worn, forgotten penny could be your 6FE figure ticket, your once-in-a-lifetime treasure. Don't just glance and toss. Look, study, discover, because the next coin you pick up could be the one that shocks you and the world. Ugly, worn, forgotten coins sitting in jars, drawers, and dusty purses may seem worthless at first glance. But the truth, some of these pennies, the ones most people toss aside without a second thought, have sold for thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. One coin in particular shocked even the most seasoned professional collectors, turning a casual hobbyist into an overnight sensation. Right now, you need to grab your old penny jars and start checking every coin you've ignored for years. If you find the right one, your day, your month, or even your life could change forever. Before we dive in, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and comment below if you've ever stumbled across a coin you thought was worthless. Let's jump in. The first coin we're examining is the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial cent. Professional life design. At first glance, it looks completely ordinary. The copper surface is dull, the edges are scuffed from decades of circulation, and a thin layer of grime and dirt clings stubbornly to the recessed details. It might even have small scratches or minor corrosion, making it look like just another penny in the jar. Many would toss it aside without a second thought. But 2009 was no ordinary year. It marked Lincoln's 200th birthday and introduced 4 unique designs, each depicting a different aspect of his life. The professional life penny celebrates Lincoln as a young lawyer working tirelessly in the Springfield courtroom. Heavy circulation was inevitable because the U.S. Mint produced hundreds of millions of these pennies for everyday use, and most ended up in pockets, cash registers, and piggy banks. Collectors, however, know better. The worn, dirty surface does not tell the whole story. Even coins with heavy wear can conceal extraordinary mint errors. In the 2009 Professional Life series, doubled dies, repunched mint marks, and die cracks appear on a small number of coins. Some are so subtle that they only reveal themselves under magnification, yet their value skyrockets when identified. Take this example. A circulated coin with moderate wear recently sold at auction for over $250. Hardly life-changing, right? But a more damaged example showing corrosion and scratches still commanded $1,200 because of a rare repunched mint mark barely visible under the grime. And then there's the high-end collector's dream. A pristine, high-grade professional life cent with a subtle double die fetching a jaw-dropping $120,000. The lesson here is clear. Condition matters far less than rarity, and a worn penny can hide the same secrets as a perfectly preserved one. As you carefully inspect your pennies, remember that even heavy wear does not destroy value. Every crease, scratch, and mark can conceal a secret error waiting to explode in value. And this coin is just the beginning. The next coin on our list makes even the professional life penny look ordinary. Now, the biggest shock of this video comes from the 2009 Lincoln Bicentennial cent, professional life, but this time in its rarest error forms. We're talking extreme off-center strikes, dramatic die cracks, and doubled dies that transform a simple penny into a six-figure collectible. Even coins that appear dirty, bent, or corroded can harbor these errors. One auction saw a seemingly ordinary, heavily worn professional life cent shatter expectations, selling for over $150,000. Another, with subtle doubling and slight die shift, crossed the $200,000 mark. This is why collectors always say, never judge a wheat penny by its appearance. The coins most people discard without a second glance can secretly be worth a fortune. Every dent, every scuff, every mark could be hiding the next life-changing discovery. So the next time you open a jar of pennies, do not just toss the worn ones aside. Look closer. Inspect each coin because that ordinary-looking 2009 professional life cent could be your ticket to a 6FE figure your surprise. And as we move on to our next coin, keep this in mind. The ordinary is often extraordinary.